Inevitably, hoaxes entered the UFO arena. But this photograph of a flying saucer taken in Oregon in 1950 has never been explained. 1953, Luke Air Force Base, a USAF training station in Arizona. The pilot of one of the field's Thunderjets chased a UFO and, flying at 30,000 feet, captured it on film with his gun camera. No other military aircraft were reported in the area. In November of that year, another American jet fighter was lost while pursuing a UFO, which had been picked up on radar. These sightings were filed in Project Blue Book, a public relations enterprise set up by the Pentagon in 1951 to analyze UFO activity. Blue Book eventually logged some 12,600 sightings before it discontinued in 1969. The files can now be inspected in Washington at the National Archives. The records of a more shadowy intelligence-gathering outfit, the U.S. Army's Interplanetary Phenomenon Unit, founded by General Douglas MacArthur in 1945, have never been made public. General MacArthur was a believer. In 1962, he delivered a grave warning to cadets at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point. You now face a new world of change. The thrust into outer space marks the beginning of ultimate conflict between a united human race and the sinister forces of some other planetary galaxy. The space shuttle has also contributed its share to extraterrestrial lore. The Discovery shuttle, orbiting 350 miles from Earth, filmed several objects escaping from the atmosphere at phenomenal speed.
14 seconds, Houston now controlling their mission control.
And General MacArthur wasn't the only believer of note. Ronald Reagan claimed to have once seen a UFO from an airliner. Humans are often responsible for strange lights in the sky, even spooky ones. In recent years, a spate of sightings has coincided with the testing of stealth aircraft, whose radar-resistant profiles could easily be confused with a UFO by the untutored eye. The simple power of suggestion can lie behind many sightings. In Britain in the 1970s, much excitement was generated by the so-called Warminster thing, a UFO photographed near a large British Army base in the West Country. UFOlogists were convinced that the thing was genuine. In fact, it was a clever hoax perpetrated by the British government, a civil servant explains.
We let the hoax run for some 2.5 years so that we could monitor the investigations undertaken by the ufologists. During that time, we monitored their publications. A lot of articles were written about the sources. A lot of people attempted to analyze the photographs, but one important point about the photographs is that 5 deliberate flaws were inbuilt into them so that anybody exercising moderately critical analysis would have been able to show quite readily that they were at least not what they were claimed to be, that they were highly dubious.
The first and most simple clue was that the distance between the streetlights varied in what was claimed to be a continuous series of photographs. The pictures were faked by taking background photographs on different nights and then superimposing the alien craft. The ufologists bought the Warminster thing, hook, line, and sinker. But no one has been able to explain these things captured in 1978 by a film crew aboard a transport plane in New Zealand.
It's really getting a bit frightening up here. There's a whole formation of unidentified flying objects behind us. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
At least one of the UFOs was also caught on radar. There is an underlying statistical improbability when dealing with UFO sightings. If all the incidents are to be believed, then tens of thousands of alien craft must be visiting Earth every year. But there is not a shred of physical, publicly available evidence for any of these incidents and visitations. Thousands of reported alien encounters have not produced so much as a single alien ashtray. But despite all rational explanations, there are still mysteries in the night sky. Perhaps UFOs are no more than a modern projection of the demons haunting humans from ancient times. Perhaps the ambiguity of their appearances has been engineered by the occupants of these elusive craft. Or perhaps governments are guarding secrets they do not wish the public to know. Until humans find the answer, some will keep searching and waiting and watching. And perhaps so will the unidentified objects flying through the skies and in their imaginations.